Hi there. Welcome to Earthy Love Medicine. Today is day 31 on my juice fast. Um, I don't really have a lot to report today. Today was a little, just kind of a day. I didn't drink as much juice as I normally do. I let someone have some of my juice last night, and I had just enough to get me through today so I could go to the store. So when I went to the store in the evening time, I had only had three juices. So by the time I got home, I had to make more juice, and I didn't have green juice all day. So I had a nice big thing of green juice when I got home after I made some, um, and then I just poured myself a little bit more because I really want it. So I don't know. I might regret having it before I go to bed like this, but I usually drink my juice as I go to bed, but I don't drink green juice this late. Excuse me. But I had to grab my green juice because, you know, with the juicing video without that green juice. So, anyways, today was just a day. Like I said, I think what I want to talk about tonight is just about how many of us are suffering. Um, I've been pretty off for a long time, and just these 3 months of taking better care of myself and, um, you know, being almost, being raw and, you know, almost completely raw and juicing and like just changing this and like the way it's clearing my head. And it really, like today when I was at the store, um, I really like tripped off, how many people, don't even know why they're going through the stuff that they're going through. So, um, and I don't know if it was necessarily just the story. I think it was just today. I think the story was part of that journey today, but I think it was like just thinking today, like, bruh, like so many of us just feel like shit, like so many of us, you know, and when you're in the raw vegan, when you're in this world where you're trying to find your health and trying to find your spirituality and trying to figure out who the fuck you actually are, because you know deep down inside that the life you've been living is not who the fuck you were meant to be. There's quite a few of us out there that feel that way, and and you come across so much crazy shit, you know, and the truth is it's not about what to believe that other people say. It's about your own experience, and so for me, my own experience is that we're all out here in this life trying to figure out who the hell we are, and no one has a right to tell anybody what that's supposed to look like. And, um, we're in a crazy time in the world, and a lot of truth is coming out, and so many people don't want to see it, and they don't want to understand that, like, you're a sovereign being, and it's up to you, to figure out like what's right for you and what you want in your life, and who's good for you and who's not. And one of the things that drives me crazy is that I see that a lot of people keep people around because they've been friends with them forever because of this or because of that. And the truth is that you can love people, but sometimes you have to love people from afar, because they're too toxic for your life or they don't respect you, or, sometimes you just got to get to that place where you're like, you know what, I would rather be by myself than be surrounded by a whole bunch of people who are takers and don't give back and don't, they're not worried about how I'm doing, but they want me to worry about what they're doing and how they're doing. And it's like, no, no. I think one of my biggest lessons this last year has been self love. And I don't want to say one of the biggest lesson that I've learned this last year is self love. And this journey that I'm on right now, the juicing, I really do with all my heart feel like this is the biggest self act of love that I've ever done. like ever. I never really loved myself. I didn't know how. I didn't even know what that meant. Like, I just didn't know. And I think that there's a lot of people out there like me who don't know how to love themselves and, dealt with bullshit narcissism and, you know, lost themselves trying to figure out who they were and um, thinking that you're one thing and because that's what you've made up your mind to be, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's who you are, and then thinking that's your identity and that you can't abandon that because you're so invested into that identity instead of like looking at yourself going, hey, but this isn't me. Who cares how much time and energy is invested into this? If I'm not happy, who cares? And happiness, happiness is a choice, y'all. It is. And I know that's like easier said than done because I have tried to force myself to be happy before, but I didn't realize that I wasn't happy because who I am was not lined up with what I'm actually doing. So um, that's what this whole last year of my life has been about is realigning my soul and my soul's purpose or realigning myself to my soul and my soul's purpose, I guess is the best way to say that. So I'm really grateful for this time that I've had to reflect on my life and reflect on myself and get to know myself all over again. And the truth is that I've never really known myself. And that is not, I know bits of myself, I know pieces of myself, but as a whole, like a whole healthy individual, I don't really know I don't know myself like that. So I'm going into a place of like completely uncharted territory and um it's kind of scary, y'all. For real. Like, and I realize so many people in the world are walking around just like I was, thinking that I was alive, but I wasn't even living. Um, it makes me really sad. More sad for others than it even does for myself. Because at least I know what to do to fix it. And I'm doing that. No matter how scary it is, I'm doing it. But I know so many people are going to think I'm nuts and they're not going to want to do this. And it's the one thing that'll save their life. And I know it's saving my life. I know it is. I'm 31 days in and I know this is saving my life. I can feel it saving my life. I don't know why I'm crying. I guess maybe I'm crying because it feels really emotional to be vulnerable about how dark so many of us are because we're sick and we don't know. We think that it's our fault that we're like this because there's something we did wrong. We're not eating good enough, but they're not actually telling us what that means. You're not taking good enough care of yourself, but what does that really mean to take care of yourself? By the world's standards, does that mean if I'm taking care of myself, then every ailment I get, I go to the doctor and they can give me a pill that needs 3 pills to offset the, symptoms from that pill and so on and so forth? No, no, none of us need that. The medical system is killing us. Now, I'm going to say, disclaimer, if you got a broken leg or you're hurting or you don't feel right, go to the doctor. I'm not saying don't go to the doctor, but what I'm saying is that there's a lot of things that you can do on your own that you don't need a doctor for because the doctor's not going to tell you how to clean out your body and how to heal your life. Um, and they're not going to give you the science that backs it up, that explains to you how your body actually works and why the diet that you're eating is not working for you. Um, I wish somebody would have helped me a long time ago. But the truth is that I'm not one of those people that wish I could go back and change it, because I wouldn't be who I am right now, and I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing right now. And if I'm doing this right now, then this is the time that I was meant to be doing it. And, I think I have um, the experience and understanding now, like why I had to go through all this. Um, why it took me over a decade to really finally be able to do this, or almost a decade, and I want to help everybody figure this out. That's why I'm doing these videos. That's why I'm recording it all, because I'm praying that someone is inspired and at least takes the first step and just stops eating animal products, or stops eating meat, or stops eating processed food. Like, change something like that. Just change something. Take that shit out of your body. The more you take out, the better you're going to feel. I know that because I've gone through this the last couple of years, and now I'm at the precipice of, like, okay, this is what's really going to do it. This is what's going to be the healthiest route for me right now, is doing the juice. I really didn't mean to get all cryy, but I feel emotional about this because we are all fat, sick, and nearly dead. And even the ones who aren't fat, they're sick and nearly dead, and they don't even know it. And people walk around with some delusion that they're thin, so they're healthy. John Rose was a tennis player and had like a small percentage of fat on his body and had 20 pounds of waste built up in his body that he had to get out in order for him to live at his optimal health. And he was already healthy from the world standards. And it changed his life. And he spent the last 30 something years helping other people's lives get changed so that they could help other people's lives get changed, so they could help other people's lives get changed, because this is what it's about. It's about all of us, helping each other and helping each other get free from the bondage of this food trap and these addiction traps. We don't need all this shit, and I like Mia Magic did a video about her trip to Antarctica and how she was really upset about, how much we really don't understand about global warming and what we're doing to the planet. And it was, she was really passionate about it, to the point where it like kind of like made me feel a little convicted, because, I'm lightweight, eco-friendly, but not really. Like, I want to be, I really want to be, but I'm not. And and then I'm using my plastic stuff in my house, and she was just so passionate about it. But I feel guilty for all my plastic stuff. And I'm actually like pretty good about not buying tons of plastic stuff. Like, I have wooden plates and wooden silverware, and and then I'll have, like, have some metal silverware and like some copper plates. Like, I try to not have too much. I got glasses and jars and things like that we use. We only have a couple of plastic cups, but they've been around for a while, so you know. But I got plastic, I'm not gonna lie. And then, like, I went to Costco and I needed some bins, and they're plastic, and I just felt so guilty buying them. But of course, I bought them anyways because I'm selfish and I really need bins. My baby's toys are everywhere. And so is other stuff in my house, and it's springtime, and it's, time to organize and spring clean and do all that good shit. So, I needed them, and I like feel guilty, but I bought them anyways. So I'm really going to work on being more eco-friendly, but I'm happy to say it's fucking hard. We've been living in a way of convenience for so long that it's like really hard not to live that life of convenience. So, but it's going to be a lot harder if we don't have an earth to live on, because we've destroyed it. So I think I've rambled on enough for day 31. I've hoped anything I say is, giving you something to think about. Yeah. So like and subscribe, and click that notification bell so you can see more of my story. Thank you for visiting me here at Earthy Love Medicine. Take care.